I love this recipe because it's a perfect example of a hearty salad. This is my salmon and thin Hokkien noodle salad. First up, we need to cook our salmon. I've left the skin on, I've pin boned it. You can see it's a beautiful piece of fish, about 180 grams per portion. So I've just been preheating my pan and I need to brush this with a little oil. I'm just using some grapeseed oil. Drizzle that over the top because we need the rest for our dressing. Turn it over and then on the other side. Perfect. Now I'm going to season it with some salt, flesh side, and don't forget the skin because that's also going to aid in the crispiness of it. Okay, into the pan, and we want skin side down first. And when it comes to fish, you do want to cook it majority of the time on the skin side. It almost tells you when it's ready because we're going to see the protein change colour from this deep red colour to a light pink colour. It's going to take about 4 minutes on this side and then an extra minute on the other side. Okay, while that's cooking, let's rehydrate our noodles. I love these thin Hokkien noodles, usually used for stir fries, but again, great for salads just like this. So about 450 grams, and we're going to place them into a bowl along with a generous amount of boiling water. So I've just boiled this water and completely submerge them. And resist trying to break them up at this stage. What you want to do is allow them to soften, and then just with some tongs, I'm going to loosen them up so we don't break up those noodles. Perfect. Okay, next component is this lovely dressing. This is my favourite dressing at the moment. It has tahini in it, but it's an Asian-inspired dressing. The tahini, which is just crushed sesame seeds, gives this a really lovely nutty flavour. So in with our tahini, we want about a tablespoon, along with some chili oil. Now, chili oil, be careful with it because it can be super hot. So we just want a small amount at this stage and we'll taste it and see if it needs some more. We need some sweetness, so caster sugar. And 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. And I'll measure this accurately. Great. And then I love the addition of some black vinegar. Black vinegar is a fantastic ingredient to have in the pantry. You can get it from all good Asian grocers. If you can't find black vinegar, you can absolutely use balsamic vinegar for this. In with that, I'm going to mix that. And then I'll also add a splash of that grapeseed oil to bring it together. And now for some extra flavours, some garlic that I've finely chopped, and lots of ginger. And I'll just grate that ginger directly into our jug. Okay, using a whisk, we're just going to incorporate that one last time. All right, that is ready. I just will have a taste to make sure the sauce is balanced. Oh, I like that. So much going on in that sauce. You can definitely taste the chili oil in it, the black vinegar, the ginger, just right. All right, we'll pop it to one side and let's turn the fish. See how the proteins change colour? We know that this is ready to turn. So just with a fish slice, we'll carefully turn it. Ooh, crispy, golden brown skin. Just perfect. I like to call it fish crackling. So good. Now we're going to give that a few more minutes on that side, then take it out and allow it to rest before I crumble it. In the meantime, I'm just going to chop some vegetables. I'm keeping it super simple. Some cucumber. I'm not going to peel it. I'm just going to slice it on an angle. And this is just for presentation, to cut on this angle. I think it looks quite pretty. And then I've also got some spring onions. But before I get onto the spring onions, I want to take this fish out because it is ready. Yum-oh. So onto another plate and just let that rest there for a moment. Spring onions, I'm also going to chop on an angle, nice and thin. You don't want them to overpower the dish. Okay, I think that's enough for the serving that I want to do. Okay, now we can start tossing everything together. So in a bowl, we're going to add our noodles first. And for our noodles, we're just going to use our tongs just to break it up. Now, this water has cooled down, so I can even use my hands to delicately pull the Hokkien noodles apart. Perfect. Now, for a portion that I want to make, a handful, drain off the water, and then into the bowl a little more, along with our cucumbers and our spring onions. And now for the fish. It just falls apart so easily. Look at that. Perfectly cooked. See how it's just still lightly pink inside, not overcooked. I hate overcooked salmon. It dries out so much and it doesn't flake like this. You can see I'm going to be ripping apart the skin. Listen to this. Fish crackling, the best ever. And then keep breaking it up in your fingers. So we've got small chunks and big chunks. And the second fillet, yum. I'm salivating. This is my kind of salad. So much going on, so much flavour. Done. Now for our dressing, we'll pour that over. And then we're going to toss, and I like to toss this with a fork and a spoon, just so we don't break up the fish too much. Look at that colour, so pretty. Okay, let's plate up. Shallow plate. We'll grab a generous amount of the salad and pop it in the centre of the plate, making sure we get a lot of that fish and the noodles. And don't forget that crispy skin. I might just pick out some of it just to hero on the top. Looks good. And finally, just so your guests know that there is tahini in this recipe, some toasted sesame seeds that I'll sprinkle on the top. A warm Hokkien noodle and salmon salad full of flavour. This is a winner. If you don't like salad, don't worry, you're going to love this one.